Why our joints hurt after Jiu-Jitsu. I just finished training Jiu-Jitsu in the gi, and yeah, a couple of hard rounds with guys that are better and bigger than me. So when I came back and took a shower and looked in the mirror, I saw my body was all like I was just standing like this. I had a pump, my chest, my shoulders, traps, but I'm like in this position, kind of fight or flight, still like fired up, ready to go. And when you're like this, everything's forward and everything. That is good when you're rolling, but the rest of the day you should not be in that position because it puts way too much strain on the shoulder. It's the same thing with lower body, you know, hip flexors and everything tightened up for the same reason. Fight or flight, plus you use those muscles a lot. So to counteract that, out of the gym, you should not train the same muscles. So if I were to, in the gym now, do a lot of shrugs, bench press, gripping pull-ups, gripping a towel and stuff like that, I'm doing the exact same stuff that I'm already doing on the mat all the time. So in the weight room, I should do the opposite. So work the muscles that get you out of this position and get you into this position. So lower traps, rear delts, rotator cuff, rotating outwards instead of inwards, and yeah, lower traps that get you out of this, put your shoulders into this kind of position. For the lower body, it's the glutes really that you want to work, because with the hip flexors and groin muscles, you know, they're tensed up from, you know, holding the close guard and squeezing when you got somebody in mount and stuff like that. So there's inner thigh muscles that get a lot of work. Charlie, still. Sorry, it's my dog. As usual, making noise. So we want to work the glutes, lower back, hamstrings, and abs. Now, abs we work a lot in Jiu-Jitsu already, but basically the foundation of muscle that keeps your joints happy and healthy. Your joints love tension, but they need it from the right places, which is hamstrings, glutes, lower back, abs, lower traps in between the shoulder blades, and then the rear delts and rotator cuff. Those 6 muscle groups is what you really want to work. Now, abs, we already work a lot in Jiu-Jitsu itself, but so in the weight room, you can still do some abs, of course, it's absolutely fine, but really focus on hamstrings, glutes, lower back, and upper body, lower traps, rear delts. Spend the majority of your time on those. You can do compound lifts, which is fine, but of course those do have the potential that they're quite draining as well. If you're going to do deadlifts, for example, it will take away from your sparring the next day. So on weeks where you are training a lot of jiu-jitsu, you may not want to do too many compound movements, at least not to go too heavy and hard on them, but you can do smaller exercises that still work the muscle, but don't pound the joints as much and don't pound your nervous system as much. So instead of deadlifts off the floor, you could do Romanian deadlifts, you could do glute ham raises, I really like a lot, chair deadlifts I like a lot for the lower back, upper body, scap pull-ups, all kinds of different rotations. Now I also love snatch grip high pulls, which are a compound movement, but they really work your glutes, your hamstrings, your lower back, and your lower traps, and the rear delts, so pretty much everything in one. So love those, and also snatches, muscle snatches, power snatches, same thing. Really work all of those foundation muscles pretty much, except lower traps, not that much. We'll do add in scap push-ups for them, scap pull-ups. Sorry, not push-ups, scap pull-up. Yeah, scap pull-ups for them. And then you can do some extra work for the abs. And the benefit of the snatch grip high pulls and muscle snatches and power snatches is that you can't go as heavy with them as with normal deadlifts, for example. So even if you do a weight that's hard to do a good high pull with, because if it's an explosive movement, it's still going to be a relatively light weight. So that's why I love them. But they do require some skill. So if you don't have that skill yet, practice light. And in the meantime, use smaller exercises. Like I said, scap pull-ups, horizontal shrugs. Rowing is also good, but with the rowing, make sure that you don't just use your biceps and really use your shoulder blades, and again, lower traps. What else? Yeah, good mornings you can do if you do them, again, not too heavy, use higher repetitions, lighter weights. Bridges with your feet on the, one foot on the bench, also really good. I've got 1,000 more examples of stuff that you could do. But the most important thing, doesn't really matter which exercise you pick, doesn't matter how many repetitions you do, doesn't even matter how hard you train. Just work those 6 foundation muscles to get you out of that fight or flight position, like out of this and into a more relaxed position, so that, you know, when you're not on the mats, you're in a nice relaxed posture and your joints aren't in constant compression and they get a chance to breathe and relax. So that is it. Later.